Before we move on to the next slide, I would like you to turn to the next person and in just one word, tell the other person, what is your key takeaway? What is that you are going to do when you go back to your organisation using one word, just one word. Excited. I'm keen. Great. Wonderful. Thank you. Great laughter all around the room. Wonderful. Okay. So now I would like to take this opportunity. Oh, one word, guys. One word. Okay, so now I would like to take this opportunity to talk about what we do in the research space at the Office of the Inspector General of Emergency Management. So at IGEM, we are passionate about strengthening the connection between researchers and practitioners. Our aim is to foster meaningful collaboration across all research aspects to strengthen and support the Queensland disaster research arrangements. Some of the work we do includes leading a collaborative approach to disaster management research, sharing knowledge and lived experience across the sector, building collaborative approaches, chairing the research advisory panel, and of course hosting the annual Disaster Management Research Forum. This year, we also launched Research Connect. So this is an online platform designed to connect researchers with disaster managements to make sure insights and innovations are shared effectively throughout the sector. So Research Connect includes articles from IGEM itself and all of the other agencies, whether it be state, federal and national levels. We also have a guide to research that supports the development across the Queensland disaster management research arrangements. We have case studies that demonstrate how research has been put into practice, as well as a research hub that showcases opportunities to connect and upcoming calendar events that you all can attend. We are committed to grow this platform, and this can only be done when we come together and collaborate. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, or you would like to meet with us and connect with us, I recommend you to get in contact with our office, reach out to Alison, myself or Kate. We would love to hear from you and grow this space and make research an impactful thing going into the future. So, most of you would have noticed that Hayley from Thoughts Drone Out Live has been doing a wonderful work here at the front and the back. I would now like to invite Hayley to share her thoughts and insights. Thank you.
Lost the phone in the process. Okay, so I have been listening and doodling throughout the day. We started here top left, just a bit of a rundown of all of the people we heard open the day and their kind of key messages, the quote that we started with, and kind of setting the tone through hearing things like strength is a continuous journey, moving from insight to impact, understanding how research drives operations and operations drive research, really gave a kind of sense of what was coming for the day. Then we had the keynote from Dr. Tom Wilson in NZ, and that was a really interesting look into the high exposure to natural hazards, using scenario modelling to understand events and secondary hazards and how to kind of use that to help people prepare. With the key message of try to understand each other's worlds was, I think, the key takeout there. Then we had the panel, Future of Research. And I think the key thing that came out of here was this idea of looking back and learning from the past in order to have the foresight to jump into the future. It was this kind of learn backwards, jump forwards message that seemed to come through. And that's kind of a strong message throughout the whole day, I think, has been very much about owning the future and really taking hold of the future you want to create and using partnerships, using data, coming together in smart ways, and putting together maybe knowledge sets or skill sets that you haven't done before is probably kind of some of the messaging I've heard. Then we had kind of 3 presentations here. I really had to check the spelling of this word. I hope I got that right. Professionalisation. Excellent, thank you. Loved it. That was my new word for the day. Well, one of many, but one that I've written down. So some really interesting, again, bringing together of things that maybe haven't been brought together in this way before, the entrepreneurial skills into disaster management, to build those skills in problem solving. That was a really interesting space. Looking at the professionalisation of the industry around the key bodies and building a body of knowledge. And then looking at the Gold Coast and the program AIR and all of the ways that they are thinking big to help better prepare their community. Now, am I going to just completely wreck the video if I turn this whiteboard around now? Okay, fabulous. We're good. Okay, then we came into a video presentation, First Nations Women Cultural Fire Knowledge. I would have loved to have heard some more about that. That sounded absolutely amazing. But this idea of bringing together cultural and contemporary fire knowledge, and that it does not happen by default. You have to build these things in. And just hearing how impactful something like that could be was amazing. Loved the TikTok session around how information gets shared informally through those channels, and how there are entire audiences that is their source of information. And so how do you, if you know that, how do you reach them in those places? Coming over here to the system network mapping and understanding the interconnectedness of natural hazards and the impact that it has across all of those different infrastructures. I hope I did that justice. It was very cool. Down into managing earthquake risk and the understanding and building a database of unreinforced masonry buildings using AI and Google Maps to put the database together so that we can build a greater understanding, have enhanced alert systems, and understand management efforts better. Then I came over here. We looked at evaluating resilient housing programs and the lessons that have been learnt, being able to bring global lessons in, understanding trade-offs and compromises, different funding models and things that have been put in place, and the ability to, I think it was 685 Queensland families removed from harm's way, and the future focus of that program. And then finally, the presentation without the slides, we got slides in the end, around evolving community preparedness. I loved the interesting thing of people believing that they're confident in a completely unwarranted way, and how confidence then is not a great marker of preparedness, and looking at smarter ways to do that and helping people be legitimately prepared. And that leads me to now. That's the summary for the day.
Wonderful. Thank you, Hayley, for your amazing work each year. Hayley's been with us in this journey for the last 3 years, and photos of Hayley's work will be available on our social media after this event. And you can also reach out to Hayley from Thoughts Drawn Out. Thank you.